7 days before the start of Euro 2008, Germany will hope for a pre-tournament test today here in Kaiserslautern against Belarus. Hello from the Fritz-Walter Stadion. This is Derek Ray. After this match, Joachim Löw will have to chalk 3 players from his provisional squad for the European Championship finals and hand to UEFA the list of 23. So 3 players will be disappointed. Tommy Smith joins me for commentary here on ESPN. Tommy, Germany have been in good form. They're seeking their 3rd successive win of 2008.
Yeah, and it's a big day for the players that he's put out there, because they got to show that the faith that he has exhibited in them, because as you said, he's going to chop 3 players, and everybody's got to perform very, very well today. And if you get a chance coming off the bench, you got to perform even better.
Remember, for all your scores, there's only one all-encompassing website to go to. That's scorecentre.com, and this is one of the early matches on this Tuesday. Japan and Paraguay have already completed their game. That finished in a 0-0 draw. So many of the sides in action this week, of course, are preparing for Euro 2008.
Well, this is the big one. I mean, you need good competition now, because you have all the players. The leagues are all over. You're getting a chance to assess everybody you have, and you're getting your chance to make your last cuts. And it's a very, very important week for the teams that are playing in the Euros. For everybody outside, they're looking towards the World Cup 2010. The qualifying starts in September in a lot of places.
Well, 2 matches for Michael Ballack and company before the European Championship finals get underway. Belarus tonight, then Serbia on Saturday. We'll take a short break on ESPN. On this day, the 27th of May, 1972, Germany, then West Germany, defeated England by 3-1 at Wembley. It was their first ever win on English soil. That at the quarter-final stages of the European Championship. Different format back then. Germany have been limbering up for Euro 2008. And recently, in fact, in March, they defeated Switzerland, one of the co-hosts, at the St. Jakob Park in Basel. The opening goal coming from Miroslav Klose.
Well, he's standing wide open, and he figures to be one of the stars. I mean, love will depend on him.
That was 1-0 in the 23rd minute. They added to their total on 61 minutes. And it was Mario Gomez with the finish after fine lead-up play by Clemens Fritz.
A little bit of a touch on the ball here by Sendra. Should have been cleared out of there, wasn't cleared out, and Gomez with a pretty goal.
Gomez, incidentally, is out today, struggling with a calf problem. They hope to have him back for the weekend against Serbia. And he was very much in the mood against the Swiss. He had the freedom of the St. Jakob Park, tucking that one away after the initial pass from Lukas Podolski.
Well, he walks in one-on-one on the keeper, and just a little bit of chip. The keeper goes one way, he goes the opposite. Another good goal. It
was a humbling experience for the Swiss. And they were to concede another goal with a minute left. This time it was Podolski's turn, steadying himself, and with the left foot, making it 4-0 to Germany.
Well, he walked in. That defence looked very flat for Switzerland. In the end of the day, Germany were very, very impressive.
Of course, in their previous game, they had defeated the other co-hosts, namely Austria, by 3-0 in Vienna. We're in Kaiserslautern tonight for Germany against Belarus. We're getting ever closer to kick-off time. Stay with us. Fantastic football public here at the Fritz-Walter Stadion in Kaiserslautern. It's Germany against Belarus coming up on ESPN. Germany's next preparation match ahead of the European Championship finals will be in Gelsenkirchen on Saturday against Serbia, and most of you will be able to see that one with us as well on this very channel. Belarus ranked 60th in the world. Of course, they're getting ready for the World Cup qualifiers starting in the autumn. No doubt about it, Germany amongst the favourites to win the European Championship once it gets started in Switzerland and Austria. Germany, of course, will be in Austria for the duration of the group phase. They've been European champions 3 times before. Joachim Löw just recently announced a preliminary squad for Euro 2008. He'll have to cut 3 players in the next 24 hours before handing over the final list of 23 to UEFA. 1 or 2 injury problems. 1 or 2 players carrying injuries, amongst them Tim Bohowski. Actually, in his case, it's more a stomach virus than an injury. So it's a question as to whether he wants to cut players who are carrying knocks, who might be doubtful for the opening matches. Simply look at form. You'll note the presence there, Tommy, of the youngster Marco Marin, 19 years of age. Plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach, the second division champions. And Germany have very high hopes for Marin.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Dunker has made his way back on there, but obviously he feels that he's going to be available and he's going to be right.
Germany in Group B come Euro 2008. Their initial opponents will be Poland, the first two games in Klagenfurt. Poland first of all, and then Croatia 4 days later, before Austria provide the opposition. One of the co-hosts at the Ernst Happel Stadion in Vienna on the 16th of June. And confidence is sky high here in Germany. Well, they can top their group and go far in the European Championship finals. Belarus provide the opposition tonight. Team news next. And a warm welcome back to the Fritz-Walter Stadion here in Kaiserslautern. It's Germany against Belarus coming up on ESPN. The penultimate test match, preparation game for the German national side ahead of the European Championship finals. And opponents are Belarus, captained by Alexander Kleb, who has been an Arsenal player. Unlikely to be an Arsenal player for too much longer, sharing speculative sentences with many a big club around Europe, most notably Inter of Milan. It's a capacity crowd here. They love their football in Kaiserslautern. And Michael Ballack with the national side again, having had a few days to digest a heartbreaking Champions League final defeat in Moscow with Chelsea.
Unter der Leitung vom ersten Polizeihauptkommissar Hans-Georg Konrad.
We're about to pause for the national anthems. We got a glimpse of him there. Belarus coached by a German, the well-travelled Bernd Stange.
Liebe Zuschauer, und jetzt singen wir gemeinsam die deutsche Nationalhymne.
rousing welcome for the German national team.
Hello, welcome to
They're clad in red on this occasion for the match against Belarus. Great to have you with us on ESPN, wherever you're watching around the world. And there is the side that Joachim Löw has named. 4 changes from the team that defeated Switzerland in their last test match. Heiko Westermann had to rush to be at the side of his wife earlier on. She's going to be giving birth, so no Heiko Westermann. Christoph Metzelder is back after his foot injury. Marcel Jansen drops to the bench with Thomas Hitzelsberger playing at left back. Thorsten Frings has come in. Clemens Fritz sees his right midfield position taken by David Odonkor. And up front, Mario Gomez has a calf injury, so Lukas Podolski will line up in attack alongside his Bayern Munich teammate Miroslav Klose. 2 captains together, they know each other well. From English football, Michael Ballack and Alexander Kleb. And you'll notice the presence there of Alexander Kleb's brother Vyacheslav. Just the other week helped MIZ Rispo Minsk win the Belarusian Cup. An experienced side of European professionals, but they rarely hit the high notes in international competition. We'll see what Bernd Stanger's side are made of tonight here in Kaiserslautern. Vasily Komutowski, the goalkeeper, well known to German fans because he was the Carl Zeiss Jena goalkeeper on their run to the semi-finals of the German Cup this past season. It's a big day for David Odonkor, who plays his club football in Spain for Betis. It's been something of an indifferent season for Odonkor. He brings pace and daring to the equation for Joachim Löw and Germany. And the match begins. So, just gone 5:45, 5:45 local time. Germany clad in red, attacking the goal to our right in the first half. Philipp Lahm is right back for the Germans. That's his preferred position. Just the other day extended his contract with Bayern Munich, tying him to the club until 2012. There's quite a bit of interest from England in Philipp Lahm. Germany have got Bastian Schweinsteiger over there on the left, just in front of Thomas Hitzelsberger. The inclusion of Hitzelsberger has taken 1 or 2 people by surprise. Marcel Jansen, the odd man out.
Oh, I think it's a case of you have to make your decisions now, haven't you? There's no point in saying, OK, I'll make them next week. And Löw is generally going to have a huge decision to make today, because this panel is so difficult. There's so many great players on it, but somebody has to be cut, unfortunately.
Could be a real examination for Korytko, Filipenko, Lencevic and Omel Janchuk at the back for Belarus. Not to mention Komutowski in goal. At the moment, Buliga is the lone striker for Belarus. Vitaly Buliga. Keep an eye out for Maxim Romashchenko, who's the all-time top scorer for the Belarusians with a grand total of 20 at international level.
Well, you would expect that Kleb is going to have to run that midfield. He's the number 10. He's going to have to be the provider.
And he'll look forward to trying to team up with his brother Vyacheslav. This is Alexander Kleb for Belarus, and an early chance for the visitors. And Germany can breathe again.
Wasn't very smart covering at the back by Germany. They got caught out of position by that deep run by Kleb on the right-hand side.
Just tapped back by Odonkor to Philipp Lahm. Ballack look to pull the strings in midfield. Sent it away by Omel Janchuk, wearing the number 4 shirt. Plays for FK Rostov. This is 45th cap.
Well, it's so important now to work out the set pieces, figure out what you're going to do with them, how they're going to work out. You got to figure the Podolski and Klose are the men you have to mark inside. But of course, with Ballack coming through,
Hitzelsberger with the corner for Germany. It's flicked right across the face of goal. And the big men are still up there. Mertesacker, of course, always goes forward at the set pieces. Lukas Podolski will turn 23 in just a week or so, on the 4th of June. It's 3 days before the start of Euro 2008. Belarus get the bodies back. Torsten Frings there plays with the heart of a lion in midfield, and a searing shot comes in. Well, that's the sort of thing that we've come to expect from Thomas Hitzelsberger. Really can hit them with authority from miles out.
Oh, and he pulled the trigger on this one. I mean, Gleb was backing back from him. Look at this one. This one's earmarked for the corner of the net. Brilliant save by the keeper. Brilliant shot. I mean, that's just great play by two men involved in it.
It's well done, Vasily Komutovsky. Equally well done, Thomas Hitzelsberger. It's becoming ever more prominent for the Nationalmannschaft, the national team. Miroslav Klose just got off the boil in the second half of the season. Just one Bundesliga goal for Bayern Munich since the return from the winter break. He's made a bet with his Bayern Munich striking partner Luca Toni that he, Klose, will beat Toni when it comes to goals scored at Euro 2008. And a bit of trouble for Jens Lehmann. We saw a couple of bad mistakes, bad errors in judgment from Lehmann in the recent friendly against Austria. Of course, he's no longer a regular for Arsenal. There's the goalkeeping coach for Germany, Andreas Köpke.
Well, when you're not getting first team action like Lehmann hasn't been getting, sometimes you get a little bit rusty. There was a bad exchange there. The coach can't be at all happy with what was going on there with Lehmann as defenders. But of course, today is the day to have the bad games, not next week or the week after.
The goalkeeping topic has been much discussed here in Germany. Timo Hildebrandt, not a member of the squad. He was effectively kicked out. Of course, he hasn't been in great form. His club side, Valencia. So Robert Enke is the nominal number 2 behind Jens Lehmann. And the third goalkeeper would be René Adler of Bayer Leverkusen. He's currently struggling with an injury. So there's the outside chance that Hildebrandt might yet get the call, but looking highly doubtful. It's been quite critical of Joachim Löw and the man we saw there just seconds ago, Andy Köpke. Here's the ever-dangerous Alexander Gleb for Belarus. Such a graceful operator. So much goes through Gleb. This is Omelyanchuk. The man who sits and provides the platform for Gleb is Alexander Kulchi.
Oh, we haven't seen any good combinations from the Glebs yet, but hey, it's early. You just have a feeling that Germany are just trying to figure things out for themselves here as to where everybody should be on this field at the moment. Lehmann just seems like he's a little bit lost back there.
Early stages here in Kaiserslautern. Germany 0, Belarus 0. Podolski trying to nip in. See if they can stretch the German defence once more here, Belarus. We've got Vyacheslav Gleb up there inside the area. As it developed with Buliga making the run over on the right. What do you make of Hitzelsberger being at left back tonight, Tommy?
Yeah, it came as a little bit of a surprise, but I mean, he has the ability to get forward. He has the ability to fire off those good shots, and now is the time to do your, if you're going to do experiments, now is the time to do it.
Space opening up here for Germany. Philipp Lahm. Now Odonkor. Whipping that one in. Trying to ask questions of the two central defenders, Filipenko and Lencevic.
Well, certainly I was very impressed with Odonkor in the last World Cup. he really hasn't pushed on his game, but he's getting a chance to be back onto this team again, and a good performance here tonight would ensure that he would be on the team. He's looked pretty good so far.
Germany's turn to drop back. Handed away by Odonkor. Couldn't clear it away decisively. Hitzelsberger was standing firm. And the referee had a good view of that challenge, and it's a yellow card. It's gone to Alexander Lentsevich, Dynamo Minsk central defender.
Well, Lentsevich just comes in and he cleans Klose out of him. Absolutely no contact with the ball. And that's the one thing as a coach you dread, is to get one of your strikers injured in a situation like this. That was a very, very clumsy challenge and certainly deserved the yellow card.
Alexander Dmitry Lentsevich, to give him his full name. The referee, by the way, hails from Slovenia, Darko Čeferin. First time he's produced the yellow card from his pocket. Lam. Klose had made the run off the ball. And trying to touch it in here. And a great chance for the opening goal. And there it is. Miroslav Klose. For Germany, he might be off the boil in club terms, but not so for the national side. That's 4 in his last 5 games. And Germany, in this test match against Belarus, ahead of Euro 2008, are off to a flyer.
And this is a great move here. Great move by Klose when he does get the ball from Podolski. Is he offside? Yeah, that's a goal that should not have stood. He was offside. But look at the moves. He holds his nerve, takes on the keeper, gets the keeper out of the way, and then he slots it home. It's a goal well taken, but in my opinion, Klose was offside when Podolski played the ball to him. But again, this is all made possible by the fact that Philipp Lahm is just such a good player coming up from that right full-back position. He was the man who set everything in motion.
Now it's that Klose-Podolski combination once more. Vladimir Korytko was in the vicinity. 1-0 to Germany. Miroslav Klose scoring his 39th goal at international level. And this is his 75th international appearance. And don't forget, he was the top scorer at the last World Cup with 5 goals. I wonder if you might fancy him to win that bet with Luca Toni, Tolly.
Oh, I definitely fancy him. You know, I've already picked him as being the most valuable player in Euro 2008. I think he'll win the bet. I just think he holds his best form for when he plays internationally. He hasn't been, as you said, that impressive in the second half of the season at club level. But hey, it's here they want him. That's what Germany wants.
And he was talking about his travails in the second half of the season the other day. He feels he perhaps played too often through the pain barrier with an injured ankle and a broken nose suffered against Zenit in the UEFA Cup. It's a good start here from Germany. They're not afraid to shoot from long range. Bastian Schweinsteiger that time.
Well, they're constant menace on that left-hand side, aren't they? I mean, first of all, it was Hitzelsberger who had that great shot, and now Schweinsteiger coming forward, and they're certainly making sure that the goalkeeper doesn't go to sleep.
Alexander Hleb. To Vitaly Buliga. It grinds to a halt for Belarus as he looks over towards the assistant referee. Long journey for Buliga to get here, an arduous journey. He plays his club football in Vladivostok. Luch Energia Vladivostok. Now another chance here for the Germans. Podolski was motoring.
Well, he was travelling a little bit too fast. He needed a better touch on it because he had Klose ghosting in at that back post and he had gotten in behind his man, so it was the perfect setup had he been able to get the ball across to him.
Alexander Hleb touching it back there to the holding man, Alexander Kulchi. They've got a couple of players up inside the area here. Vyacheslav Hleb was one of them. Too high by Romashchenko. This is club football in Turkey for Bursaspor, Maxim Romashchenko.
You know, I think they've been exposed a little bit in the middle here, Germany. They've made a few, I'm not saying that they're very serious errors, but that time Lamb doesn't get to it at all. But Metzacker and Metzelder are having a few problems out there.
Well, Per Mertesacker is delighted to have Christoph Metzelder back with him. Central defence, of course. Metzelder missing most of the second half of the Spanish League season with Real Madrid. Here's a Donkor. He's driving it against Sergei Omelyanchuk. To get all the tall players forward again here, Germany.
Ballack is a constant surge at these corner kicks, a constant scourge.
Ballack being watched by Lencevic as Schweinsteiger takes the corner for Germany. Milutowski unable to take it cleanly. There's no direct pressure on him. And this snapping challenge comes in from Anton Putzilo, and it's going to be another yellow card, I think. And it is. Putzilo, who's well known here as well in Germany, playing as he does for Hamburger Sportverein.
Well, this is very dangerous. Look at this. I mean, this is dangerous. This is a rotten challenge. You could see the knee or the ankle bending over.
So two early bookings for Belarus players. First of all, it was Lencevic. Now it's the turn of Putzilo. Joachim Löw was in pain in the lead-up to this match with toothache. Had to see a dentist to postpone his press conference appearance. There's Bernd Stange, once the coach of East Germany. Also had a spell in Australia about 10 years ago with Perth Glory.
I think he just booked the coach.
It appears that that's the case. He's having to be restrained there, Joachim Löw.
Yeah, but there's, you know, there are absolutely never any need for challenges like this. But look at this. I mean, this is just a horrible sight.
You can see why Joachim Löw in a test match showing his frustration. Schweinsteiger having to be stretchered off.
Oh, and you saw his leg. Watch his leg bend, Derek. Look at, I mean, that is just horrible. I would be a little bit surprised if he comes back from that.
It's a free kick to Germany. Thorsten Frings entrusted with the task of taking it. Ballack's up there trying to cause havoc. For any latecomers, 1-0 to the Germans here against Belarus. That goal from Miroslav Klose in the 10th minute. His 39th goal for Germany. And he's back up on his feet, that's the good news. Bastian Schweinsteiger.
He's walking very gingerly. Well, they'll let him back on. Because why do you take a chance with a player now so close to the Euros, putting him back on?
I mentioned that Bernd Stange had a stint in Australia. He's actually, theoretically, still an Australian resident and has said he'd like to return there someday. Perhaps in a coaching capacity, we shall see.
What is there not to like about returning to Australia?
Well said. Ballack for Germany. Hitzelsberger, once with Aston Villa, these days, of course, a Stuttgart stalwart. We'll watch Schweinsteiger closely, monitor his progress, see how freely he can move.
He's not moving completely freely yet, as you can well imagine why.
Germany haven't conceded in any of their last 4 matches. Offside here. They'd scored 11 in 4 games coming into this friendly against Belarus. Frings. Hitzelsberger. Schweinsteiger. One of 5 Bayern Munich players in the starting 11. Lahm, tigerishly. Germany running into a brick wall. Alexander Kleb. This is Mertesacker. It was an intelligent ball, a useful one. Trying to spring Lukas Podolski.
That was a beautiful ball from Mertesacker, right down the middle, right onto Podolski's foot.
Germany failed to win a group game at Euro 2000. It was a similar story in 2004. Be very surprised if that fate befalls them this year. And there by Lahm. Easy meat for Komutowski. This one comes off for Donkor. The throw to the Belarusians. Taken by Romashchenko.
You can see their natural 4-4-2 there. I mean, a very good glimpse of it there. You saw the 4 flat backs, the 4 in the midfield, and the 2 strikers.
There's a strong belief here in Germany that the European Championship can be theirs. Donkor, one of the stars of the 2006 World Cup, and oh, that's going to be an own goal. Put into his own net by Korytko. Vladimir Korytko has egg on his face. The goalkeeper Komutowski was powerless. Well, Donkor will take credit for the ball that was played in. But it's 2-0 to Germany, an own goal by Vladimir Korytko.
Donkor did a good job here. It looks like he was running into a blind alley. There were players all around him, and all of a sudden when he swings it across, just the least little bit of a touch on it, the Donkor, he got lucky there. Germany got lucky right there because he had run into a blind alley, and look at that, the boot just goes onto it. Korytko just, coach can't believe it. One of those days.
Germany 2 goals in front. 20 minutes played. Korytko, who scored against Holland, the 2-1 victory. Let's talked about result back in Belarus. It was at the right end. This time here at the Fritz-Walter Stadion, it's at the wrong end. Germany playing very fluent football. Torsten Frings with his latest corner. A little bit of roughing up by Christoph Metzelder.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot in it.
Romashchenko was on the receiving end.
Romashchenko may have gotten a couple of fingers in the eye.
Results for Belarus have improved. We look back at recent games, wins against Albania and, as I mentioned, the Netherlands, a draw with Turkey. The first ever match was back in July of 1992 against Lithuania. They had to wait more than 2 years for the first win, which came against Luxembourg in October of 1994. Slick play here from Germany. Schweinsteiger was involved. Linking up with Podolski. Very nearly midway through the first half. Germany 2, Belarus 0. The goals from Miroslav Klose and Vladimir Korytko, an own goal. Didn't quite arrive at the feet of Romashchenko. Forward they go again, Germany. It's Balak. Cut out by Omelyanchuk. So if they can string a few passes together, there is space for Belarus out on that right-hand side. Alexander Kleb. Beautiful ball it was, finding his brother Vyacheslav. And that's a corner to the visitors.
Well, it's the only place that Belarus has been fit to find, and he is over there against the left full back. Everywhere else in the field had been closed down very, very quickly.
Alexander Kleb used to play his club football just down the road in Stuttgart. Vyacheslav, his brother, was on the books of the Stuttgart second team for a while. Also played briefly for Hamburg. Oh, that's an interesting ball. Fired over there by Romashchenko. Nobody for Belarus able to get a touch, but I wondered if Lehmann knew very much about it.
Well, he didn't, and looked like he was being held down onto the ground, that he couldn't get up. Watch this, there's a man right in his face, and he just got a hand onto it at the last moment.
And apparently no hand, officially speaking.
Yeah, I thought he did.
In Stuttgart earlier on, Jens Lehmann reportedly talking to Stuttgart and their general manager Horst Held about joining them next season. His relationship with the Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger isn't what it used to be. Foul there by Ballack. Comes off the head of Ballack. They've got Vyacheslav Kleb and Boliga in the middle. The ball not working its way to either man. Podolski. Wants it back from Ballack. And the referee looked on from a few metres away and decided that there was no foul on Mikhail Ballack as he went to ground. It is a foul. The free kick decision goes in favour of Romashchenko.
Well, I felt that Ballack was fouled as well. Obviously, the referee didn't feel that way, but it looked to me like he was fouled.
Darko Ceferin from Slovenia is the match referee here in Kaiserslautern. Followed by Kulci. Touch there from Boliga. Just a little bit heavy. Well, why not test out Jens Lehmann? That's what Belarus have done. A shot fired in there by Anton Putsilo.
Well, he really gets onto this when he lays back a little bit from it. Lehmann just doesn't look like himself. I mean, he could have done anything with that ball. Never let it get onto his chest. I mean, that's what he should have done with it.
Joachim Löw, Hansi Flick, Andy Kupke, all looking on. I'll tell you what, Tommy, irrespective of how this match finishes, that is going to be one of the big stories here in Germany at full time. The goalkeeping conundrum.
Yeah, and it's certainly one that Lehmann hasn't done anything to help himself.
Well, but Enke is the reserve goalkeeper. Does Joachim Löw want to have a look at him on Saturday in the match against Serbia? We shall see. Belarus making inroads. Vyacheslav Kleb, and he had Boliga waiting in the centre. The outcome is another corner to Belarus.
Well, Metzger got a little touch onto it. It was just enough to take it away.
Just thinking back 2 years, of course, Germany were spoilt for choice as far as the goalkeeping position was concerned. Jens Lehmann finally beating Oliver Kahn to it. So much more hesitant Jens Lehmann in 2008.
You don't ever replace an Oliver Kahn, do you?
There's another foul by Mikhail Ballack.
Well, Ballack's a little bit frustrated. Ballack's had a pretty tough 27 or 28 minutes here. There wasn't much in that.
Was catching Putsilo.
If you thought that Ballack was going to be the top goal scorer in Euro 2008 and that Germany had win it, 80-1 odds.
Stranger things have happened.
They sure have, especially with a player like Ballack.
He scored 35 goals for Germany, 79 previous internationals. To Belarus have a trick up the sleeve at the set piece. And it comes, and Lehmann was watching and couldn't do anything about it. Romashchenko almost making it 21 international goals.
Oh, he hit it well. Look at that. Lehmann is completely out of the picture. You don't even see Lehmann in the picture. That ball's curving away just a little bit too high.
Well, tell me, what would you do if you were in the shoes of Joachim Löw and Andy Kupke with the Saturday match in mind? Would you say we've got to play Lehmann to boost his confidence? Or would you be saying, no, we've got to try out Robert Enke?
I would be trying out Robert Enke. I mean, I know that Lehmann's confidence doesn't look very high at the moment, but, you know, it's such an important decision to make.
Lahm for Germany, just touched on by Michael Ballack. It's come to Schweinsteiger. On the volley by Frings. Difficult one for Torsten Frings.
A dunker, once again, the provider. I mean, this is just volley it, and hoping that something happened. Frings just on the edge of the box, decided to have it a go.
Plenty for Joachim Löw to think about in the opening 30 minutes here in Kaiserslautern. Germany leading Belarus by 2-0. Miroslav Klose opened the scoring in the 10th minute. His 39th goal for Germany. The second goal was an own goal going against Koritsko. But more concerns about this man, Jens Lehmann. It was the theme of their match against Austria back in February. He did record a clean sheet, but the standards are very high here for the National Elf. It doesn't always just come down to the statistics, it comes down to the comportment of a goalkeeper, just how confident he looks between the posts.
Yeah, and if you look at today's game, he doesn't look very confident. I mean, he still looks like he has the wobbles in there a little bit.
Odonkor continued his gallop. It's being pursued by Sergei Omelyanchuk with vigour.
Well, he's certainly given a good account of himself in the first half hour. Good speed on the ball. He's not afraid to run it. He's not afraid to take you on.
Yes, Odonkor, one of the Wackelkandidaten, as they say here in Germany, one of the wobbly candidates, the players right on the fringe of the squad. And perhaps Joachim Löw decided that this was Odonkor's chance to show the coaching staff that he deserves to be in the Euro 2008 squad. Ballack with a pass. A swivel by Schweinsteiger. Philipp Lahm. Scored a corker of a goal. Philipp Lahm for Germany in the opening match of the 2006 World Cup against Costa Rica in Munich.
Memory serves me correct, he was playing on the left side that night, right?
Well, that's the way it used to be. Naturally right-footed, but was the left back, and Klose, one of the players storming in here for Germany, and just catching the goalkeeper Komutowski.
Oh, that was brave keeping. He's out and he's down at the feet of Klose. I think he may have got hit by the ball in the face. Watch what happens here when Klose tries to push it to him. Yeah, he pulls on through the ball.
Just returning to the theme of Philipp Lahm, Tommy, Jürgen Klinsmann, who'll be the Bayern Munich coach next season, has told Lahm that he sees him very much as a right back. That wasn't the case when he was the manager of Germany. With Bayern Munich, he'll be a right back, Lahm having extended his contract. It was a good-looking ball played in there by Romashchenko for Belarus. Alexander Kleb. Little flurries of attacking activity from the Belarusians. And a free kick to them here. The challenge coming in from Schweinsteiger. And this ought to be interesting once again with Jens Lehmann in mind, Tommy.
Well, he's in a little bit late on the ball, and now it's another test for Lehmann. Schweinsteiger putting his own keeper under a little bit of pressure here, something that he could do without.
Same sort of angle for Romashchenko. All eyes on Jens Lehmann. Here's Maxim Romashchenko. Held by Lehmann.
If anything, he probably helped build up his confidence just a little bit. Lehmann took it very cleanly, has a good look at it.
Lehmann playing in his 54th game for Germany. I just wonder if Joachim Löw would have half a mind to make the switch at half-time to give Robert Enke a bit of practice. That's just one cap at Enke, and that was in one of only 2 defeats suffered by Germany under Joachim Löw against Denmark in Duisburg in March of last year.
The only one thing I would feel on that situation is that Lehmann, okay, he hasn't looked particularly well in the first half. I think if you take him off now at half-time, you might kill his confidence altogether.
So you might wait for the game in Gelsenkirchen on Saturday.
Yeah, and have a chat with Lehmann beforehand and tell him what the story is and have it all straightened out.
Schweinsteiger's pass towards Barak. It's broken up by the man who does all the digging in midfield, Alexander Kulchi, the 3rd most capped Belarusian player ever. This is 69th international appearance. Alexander Kleb, good link-up play here. And Lehmann stretching out for it. It's Philipp Lahm who tidies up.
Again, not convincing goalkeeping, Derek. Philipp Lahm had it clean up. Had there been anybody else inside of the box, Lehmann could have been in real trouble.
Vitaly Buliga was involved in the build-up. As Bernd Stange looks on.
Watch what Lehmann does here. He's just going to parry the ball. I mean, it looks like there's no danger with it. It's a ball across the box. And he's lucky that Lahm is there. Because had the ball gotten through, Romashchenko was certainly coming on the dead run.
Great backing for the German Nationalmannschaft here in Kaiserslautern. Early-ish kickoff on this Tuesday. We started at 5:45. It's now almost 25 past 6. Thorsten Frings badly wants to face Italy at Euro 2008 because, of course, he was deprived of the chance of playing against them in the World Cup semi-final because of that controversial yellow card he picked up against Argentina in the quarter-finals.
Well, he's going to play it like that. He's going to pick up cards. I mean, he used his elbow there.
Not to serve a suspension. Of course, that yellow card was because of a quarrel as the match developed. Catch of fisticuffs. The game against Argentina in Berlin. That I had the privilege of being at. Philipp Lahm. It's that distinctive stoop as he runs forward with the ball. He's won the free kick here. Remember, the schedule for Germany looks like this. It's Serbia on Saturday in Gelsenkirchen. And after that, the first group match at Euro 2008 against Poland in Klagenfurt on the 8th of June. And Germany getting bodies forward. Well, it's Komotowski who takes it cleanly and confidently. Klose and Podolski have that wonderful understanding. Must play together club-wise at Bayern Munich. Little slip there. The far side by Vyacheslav Kleb. Before making the move to MIZ Ripo Minsk, he was playing over the border in Switzerland for Grasshoppers.
not sure that Hitzelsberger is having that great of an outing over there as that left full back. It seems like every time the space develops someplace for Belarus, that's where they're attacking.
We thought Marcel Janssen would be at left back. Instead it's Hitzelsberger.
Again.
Alexander Kleb with the space. Schweinsteiger's back there helping out Hitzelsberger. Well, a job done by the pair of them. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Down goes Kulci. Play on, says Slovenian referee Darko Čeferin. Blam. Odonkor has just drifted out of the game in the last few minutes. It's had a very bright start. This is Romashchenko. Zelda. So they played 2 competitive matches for Real Madrid in recent months, Christoph Metzelder, since picking up the foot injury.
Well, I mean, if you look at Metzelder, you look at Lehmann and you look at Odonkor, they haven't had a whole great number of games between them this year. It's amazing to see them here as first-line players in this big game.
Just to repeat, Tommy, 3 players will have to be chopped by Joachim Löw tomorrow when Germany give to UEFA their official list of 23, and most people reckon that it would be 3 from 5, and the 5 would be Jermaine Jones, David Odonkor, Piotr Trochowski, Patrick Helmes and Oliver Neuville.
I'm amazed that Neuville has managed to get himself back in there at all. That he's even in the reckoning at this stage, but you know, he's a very good player.
And he scored 15 goals for Borussia Mönchengladbach, the second division champions. Something of a father figure as well to the youngster Marco Marin. So if you're going to name Marin, there might be a case for having his club teammate there, 16 years a senior, Neuville. We'll see tomorrow to what extent the injury situation has contributed to Joachim Löw's thinking, with Borowski, Arne Friedrich and Mario Gomez struggling. Gomez, we're told, should be back for the weekend. Tim Borowski has a stomach virus. You'd want to have Borowski in the squad, one would think, but Arne Friedrich might be in a different category.
Well, you certainly want to have Gomez in it.
No disrespect intended, talking about Arne Friedrich, but he's not the player he was. Now Frings. Schweinsteiger. So fine play by Klose, then Ballack with a shot. It's taken a deflection. Corner to Germany.
One of the things that's very impressive about this German team, of course all German teams, they're so comfortable on the ball. They're not afraid to write off a challenge. They're not afraid to wait for you to make the attempt at getting the challenge and just making you look foolish.
Thorsten Frings to take it. Frings, the man who turned down an offer from Juventus to join them last year, remaining with Werder Bremen. It's just touched on there, and it goes wide. It's going to be another German corner. Romashchenko back there bolstering the Belarusian defence. Frings. Oh, and the header there for Ballack. As he perhaps should have done a bit better. Schweinsteiger. A bit of relief for Belarus.
Well, Ballack, constant menace on those corners, and that little smile, he knows he should have done better. Look at that. He just drifts away from his man, and it looks like he has it lined up just can't get the proper touch on it.
Not so very far away from the first choice German 11. It's hard to think that the 11 we're watching today will be the exact 11 to run out against Poland on the 8th of June.
I just have a feeling that Janssen will be back at left full-back. A Dunker probably won't be on the right wing. Those are my guesses. That's 2 changes that will be made.
No, you're right, Tommy. The big favourite to play on the right-hand side of midfield would be the Werder Bremen utility man, Clemens Fritz. Plays as a right-back for his club side, but has been used in a more attacking position at national team level. And, of course, up front, you've got the Mario Gomez question. Would he be preferred to Lukas Podolski?
Looking to be the star, and he's looking to be the provider for Klose.
There's Metzelder. Oh, and he couldn't win it. Now then, Vyacheslav Gleb. That one takes a deflection, goes through for the corner. That came off Per Mertesacker, but it was a missed tackle to begin with by a central defensive partner, Metzelder.
Yeah, they're having a few problems. I mean, this to me could turn out to be a problem for Germany, the centre of that defence, especially when you have the goalkeeper situation the way it is. You don't want you want your central defenders to make sure that they're making the right contact and making sure that, you know, that we're not walking in at the keeper as it is.
Last few seconds of the first half. Germany 2, Belarus 0. Nothing coming immediately from the corner. Putzilo. They try to keep it alive here. It's an exquisite effort by Vyacheslav Gleb. Oh, denied there by Lehmann. He thought it was going in. And that's much better from the 38-year-old German goalkeeper.
Well, that's what they want from him. I mean, this is a tremendous save. Great shot. He tries to curl it in onto that back post, and Lehmann just got a hand on with Gleb with a great shot.
And hesitancy from Lehmann, and, well, it was there for the left-back, Sergei Omelyanchuk.
Well, Dunker didn't look too swift on that ball coming across and either. I mean, Lehmann would have a long way to come out to it.
We've had plenty to talk about in this first half, Tommy, here in Kaiserslautern.
There certainly has been. There's a lot of things going through the coaching staff's mind at this stage. Here's the initial shot coming in here from Gleb. Look at that. He tries to guide it in. That's a really good save by Lehmann. He did very, very well in that situation.
Well, Jens Lehmann had 1 or 2 wobbly moments to endure. Miroslav Klose putting Germany in front in the 10th minute. And then they added to the total thanks to an own goal by Vladimir Koritko. Joachim Löw, the coach of Germany, trying to whittle down his squad from 26 to 23.
Superstar kicks off Thursday, June 19, Fox 8.
Pistons, Celtics, the Eastern Conference Finals. KG and Paul Pierce led Boston's domination in the regular season. Now, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, and the Pistons look to overcome the Celtics' defense and make a return engagement in the finals. The Conference Finals, Pistons, Celtics, Game 5, Thursday, live on ESPN.
And welcome back to the Fritz-Walter Stadion here in Kaiserslautern. It's Germany 2, Belarus 0 at half-time. This is a test match for the National 11, penultimate test match before Euro 2008. And look at all the other games going ahead on this Tuesday. It's quite a busy international fixture list. Estonia leading Georgia by a goal to nil. There's neither side involved in Euro 2008. But the Czech Republic will be. In fact, they'll be involved in the opening game against Switzerland in Basel. And they'll be at home to Lithuania later. France at home to Ecuador. France in that group of death, of course, with Italy, Holland and Romania. Go to scorecentre.com for all the scores every day of the week. And our match here, it's 2-0 to Germany. Those goals from Miroslav Klose and an own goal from Vladimir Koritko. And what will Joachim Löw do in the second half? Will he ring the changes? Or will it be a case of as you were? We'll take a short break and then continue our international friendly coverage on ESPN. And welcome back to Kaiserslautern from me, Derek Ray, and from Tommy Smith, who's sitting alongside me. Germany hoping to boost confidence ahead of the European Championship finals. They've done that in terms of the scoreline, but so many unanswered questions going into the European Championship finals. Of course, the goalkeeping question is prominent amongst them. Tommy, what have you made of the opening 45 minutes?
Well, you know, Hitzelsberger comes up with a really good shot on the outside here. Well, there's a question, will he be playing when they do start playing in the serious competition? But he certainly took the best out of the keeper there. Hitzelsberger, that beautiful strike from just outside. And if Germany are going to be successful, well, Klose has got to be one of the men who's going to play an important role. He probably was offside on this one. It was very close. The flag didn't go up, and he did his job. He said, forget about the flag, Tommy. I'm going to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's exactly what he did. Good skill there. He kept his nerve. Here he is. You be the judge. Yeah, he's offside. But he finished it off well, takes the keeper on, and tucks it away. 13 minutes into this one. Romashchenko has had a couple of opportunities. There's been a lot of room out on that right-hand side for Belarus. And as you said, a couple of questions from the goalkeeper when the ball does come across. Lehmann, well, he's been brilliant, and he hasn't looked so brilliant at times. And then 20 minutes into this one, keeper clears it down the middle. Donker picks it up. He's going to look like he runs into a blind alley. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4 players, and all of a sudden what happens when the ball comes across? It's touched into the back of the net. Kortienko, unfortunate, just put his toe out. Donker had really luck on his side this time, and Belarus did not have any luck on their side. And just like that, Germany have 2 up. And then a great save here by Lehmann. Gleb trying to curl it in on that back post, and Lehmann puts a fingertip onto it.
That's an important save from the point of view of Jens Lehmann. He'd had so much to endure in the first half. Germany 2, Belarus 0. We'll have the second 45 minutes for you after the break. Great footballing part of Germany, this. We're coming to you from Kaiserslautern tonight. Kaiserslautern here in the southwestern part of Germany. Fritz-Walter Stadion. Back to the Gunnels for this Germany's penultimate match before the European Championship finals. And Joachim Löw has had plenty to contemplate. We wondered before a ball was kicked if he might use Marco Marin. See if that works out. The start of the second half. It was with youth that Germany were so successful at the 2006 World Cup finals, finished third then. It's possible to argue that Germany are in the easier half of the draw at Euro 2008. They'll expect to get out of their group, and of course they won't face any of the teams from the group of death until the final, should they get that far.
Yeah, and most of the betting consortiums around the world have installed Germany as the 4-1 favourites, with Spain as the second favourites. I wouldn't argue too much with that.
Well, he is going to be given a run. Young Marco Marin, 19 years of age. Scored 4 goals for Borussia Mönchengladbach in the second division. Gladbach, the second division top dogs. He's another of the players perhaps right on the bubble in terms of the squad of 23. That has to be officially registered with UEFA at 12 o'clock tomorrow. But if you listen to insiders within the camp, the feeling is that he's the sort of wild card that Joachim Löw would want to have. The talent is there, the potential is great. Why not expose him to a big-time competition? Even though he is only 19, his future is very bright.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we've seen it over a number of various managers over World Cups, like the Ronaldo situation. Put him in, put him maybe on the bench and give him the opportunity to be part of something big.
Look at some of the games going ahead on Wednesday and Thursday. Russia against Serbia, an important test for Gus Hiddick's Russia. They did thrash Kazakhstan in the last game, putting 6 past them, but it should be a much more stringent examination against Serbia. England taking on the United States. Many of you will see that game with us here on ESPN. Turkey, amongst the Euro 2008 participants, will take on Finland. And Holland likewise involved in the European Championship finals at home to Denmark.
Hey, you forgot the Republic of Ireland, Colombia. What's the matter with you?
No, unfortunately, as you know too well, the Irish didn't make it. Doesn't diminish the importance of the fixture from Giovanni Trapattoni's point of view, but I thought I would stick with teams who are going to be competing at Euro 2008. Now the changes here, we'll see Jermaine Jones and young Marin come on. Michael Ballack, one of the players to depart. I think Schweinsteiger's the other.
Yeah, I didn't think that Schweinsteiger recovered from that injury, and why take a chance with him? I mean, I was even surprised they let him go back on again.
So Marin and Jones, 2 of the players with something to prove. I think Jones more than Marin. I would think that his performance in the second half will help Joachim Löw make his decision as to whether the Schalke man ought to be one of the players for the chop.
Yeah, I think Marin will survive, and Jones is certainly on the bubble. I mean, Jones has to be in that same camp as a Donker, and is definitely on the bubble, in my opinion. But then again, I'm not picking the team, so...
We'll leave that to Joachim Löw.
Yeah.
Germany in the red shirts and the red shorts with the red stockings. If you've just joined us here on ESPN, 2-0 they lead with goals from Miroslav Klose and a Vladimir Korytko own goal. Push through towards Klose again for Germany. It's a shot on the bounce, fielded comfortably by Vasily Komutovsky, who's acquitted himself well in the Belarus goal.
Yeah, the goalkeeper has looked very well. He hasn't made a mistake at all. And this is a... Well, he made it look routine.
I mentioned that he was with Carl Zeiss Jena this past season, helping them get to the semi-finals of the German Cup. They're moving on to play for Augsburg next term, moving from eastern Germany to southern Germany. Jermaine Jones trying to get involved, having just come on. Germany just switching off for a second or two. Vyacheslav Hleb for Belarus. Now, early encouragement for Marin, but perhaps just amid all the excitement, biting off more than he could chew. Certainly the fans here in Kaiserslautern are right behind him. It will be a free kick to Belarus. They've made a change as well. Pavel Sitko is on for Romashchenko. Pavel Sitko plays for FK Vitebak. And Stange making that switch. He's agreed a deal to become the coach of Iraq. And Stange is not afraid of football travel.
He might be out of a job now if he had taken that. But Iraq now being told that they're not going to play internationally.
Is that a suspension from FIFA because of government interference in federation affairs? Torsten Frings trying to drive Germany on. Podolski, and Marine has gone into the area. Back it goes to Torsten Frings. And taken very comfortably by Komutowski.
But a beautiful move, nice flowing move by Germany. Ends up with Frings having the ball just outside of the box. I thought that it should have been put inside of the box to give Marine the opportunity from Podolski, but he went back out. Frings was coming, supporting the attack.
Vyacheslav Gleb slicing it. Well, it was a promising situation for Belarus.
Awful shot in the end from Gleb. The brothers combining here, and again Germany at the back. There's a few problems. There is a few problems to be addressed right there, I believe.
Vyacheslav Gleb once more. Alexander Gleb was in there, and oh, this one's put over the top disappointingly by the substitute, the man who's just come on, Pavel Sitko.
Well, this time a Donker does do a job of coming back and trying to cause kinds of problems on the far side. Look at him, he comes in trying to cover off, and I think he's a lucky man that he wasn't called for a penalty kick. It looked to me like a Donker handled that ball in the box.
Bit of alarm there on the German bench. That icy stare of Joachim Löw, not happy with what he's seeing. Sitko with the chance there. Sitko, by the way, making his very first appearance for Belarus. Frings. Throws it to that right-hand side. Philip Lahm. And away by Lencevic. Frings. This is Buliga.
But in fairness to the Germans, I mean, they are 2-0 up. It is a friendly exhibition match. It's a week practically before you do play in the serious stuff. So I guess it's hard to keep your intensity up in this kind of a situation.
It's all about softening the wrinkles before Euro 2008. We were just talking during the interval, Tommy, about what Germany might do in the event that they didn't have Metzelder or Mertesacker. And the answer would be Heiko Westermann for Schalke. Unavailable because his wife is giving birth. Now Jermaine Jones having come on. Komutowski was fully stretched. Just a whisker away. Jermaine Jones.
Great effort here by Jones. Look at how wide open he is. He gets all of it. It takes a little bit of deflection on the way in. Just, he's a little bit unlucky. That would have been a spectacular strike. He leans back into it, and you can see it knocked aside for the corner kick.
Should have been a corner. The officials didn't spot that deflection.
I thought it was pretty obvious. I think what threw them off was the goalkeeper didn't get the touch to it.
Alexander Gleb, Vyacheslav Gleb, offside.
That is a pretty good call. He just stepped in behind the last defender.
Quite a few Western European clubs supposedly interested in Vyacheslav Gleb, amongst them Hearts, the SPL side. Challenge this time from the left-back, Sergei Omelyanchuk. It's his 45th international appearance for Belarus. Almost looked a bit casual that time, Mertesacker. Podolski gets the break of it. Odonkor. Too much height. So keen to make an impact, David Odonkor.
Yeah, I think he's pushing himself a little bit hard. It looks like every time he gets the ball, he wants to take a shot. Every time he gets it, he wants to make that impression. I would say you've seen the end of his night, have you?
And Oliver Neville will be one of the players to come on. 35. What a season he's had for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Joachim Löw quite clearly giving all the players who are right on the edge a run, a chance to make a statement, to persuade him that they ought to be in the squad. And Stange meanwhile barks out the instructions. And it's a free kick to Germany. See Piotr Trochowski now going through his paces, so he'll likely come on as well.
Well, the youngster here gets nailed.
Patrick Helmes, as we mentioned earlier, another of the players who might miss out on Euro 2008. So first of all, Oliver Neville comes on for Lukas Podolski. And he's been lively. He's never stopped working. Klose is also withdrawn. And there is Patrick Helmes to take his place. Patrick Helmes of Köln, as to FC Köln, who, like Gladbach, have won promotion back to the top flight, back to the Bundesliga from the second division. Alexander Kleb and Torsten Frings just talking it all over.
Frings said, where are you going to be playing next year?
Kleb no doubt responded with talk to my agent.
Probably said, well, not with Arsenal, that's for sure.
Vyacheslav Kleb has been replaced. And Stange making that change. It's the first ever meeting of the two countries, Germany and Belarus. On has come the man wearing the number 27 shirt. It's as though it is Rodionov, Vitaly Rodionov. Wir werden Europameister, is what that placard says. We're going to be European champions.
Won't get any argument from me.
So Tommy long ago predicted that Joachim Löw's men would be successful this summer. Miroslav Klose not taking any chances with the ankle. It's been a problem for many weeks and months now.
A lot of covering on it. That's it doesn't give you all that great confidence to see a player coming off and having to have all that cut off him.
And who went down was Boliga for Belarus. Here's Kulchi. Steadfast figure protecting the Belarus defence. Rodionov. Free kick to Germany this time in Metzelder's favour. We've got the Mexican wave working its way around the Fritz-Walter Stadion. Not so very far away from Mexican weather.
Long way from Mexico.
Alexander Kulchi just tapping it back towards Koriko. Germany 2, Belarus 0. Klose scoring in the 10th minute. Koriko with an own goal 10 minutes later. Frings. Metzelder. I know, Tommy, you weren't entirely happy with Metzelder's first season as a Real Madrid player when he was fit.
No, I didn't think that it took him a long, well, it does take players a long while to settle in, but he took an inordinate amount of time, and then he got the injury, so it's difficult to know exactly where he does stand at the moment, but I think he's very slow to turn. That's one of the problems I have with him.
Odonkor still plying his trade out on the right for Joachim Löw.
Certainly looks like he's given Odonkor every opportunity to solidify his spot on this panel.
Belarus, by the way, have got a match against Finland coming up on Monday. And that'll be all until the World Cup qualifiers start against Ukraine on the 6th of September. No difficulties for Jens Lehmann at the beginning of the second half. It wasn't a very smooth first half display by the German custodian. Mertesacker. Lam. Oh, he's given it straight to Alexander Gleb. Will he punish Lam for that error? And Germany survive.
You don't often see Philipp Lahm make that kind of a mistake.
Kulchi's in there. And it was touched on by Boliga. Germany trying to get Helmes involved. And did he push off just then? Apparently so. Patrick Helmes makes his 5th international appearance here, having come off the bench.
Well, just illegally used the hands.
The level of the German performance has perhaps dropped off just a little bit in the last few minutes.
Well, with the substitutes and everything, it's become a completely different game, and you can see that they just don't have the kind of rhythm that they've had in the first half. But
there's 4 changes made already by Joachim Löw, 4 and counting. Belarus have made a couple of switches of their own. Away here by Mertesacker. Odonkor. Forward towards Helmes. Kulchi. Getting it back that time from Pucilo. And there's space here, a big gap in the German defence, and Boliga tries to beat Lehmann and does. Germany have at long last conceded a goal after 4 successive clean sheets. Vitaly Boliga is the scorer for Belarus, and that will be of concern to the German manager Joachim Löw and all the German defenders.
That back four they have not had a very good night. This time is a case of, look, they all get caught out. There's no excuses. The 2 central defenders get caught out, and certainly Hitzelsberger gets caught out. Lehmann makes a good attempt, almost knocked it up over the top. Just a little bit unfortunate that he doesn't get the toe onto it. If he gets the toe onto it, he probably knocks it away, but you could not blame him. Absolutely no covering at all.
I think, though, Jens Lehmann is going to hear critical voices. It's the nature of the job, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
When things go against you, and they are going against Lehmann at the moment, there's not much you can do about it. It's a 2-1 here. It's game on. Belarus right back in it.
But the 4 defenders, I mean, we gotta look at them. They didn't react at all. When Belarus ran, the 4 defenders ran up the field hoping to get them offside, and they weren't even close to having that offside trap work.
It was pushed through again by Boliga for Belarus. And Philipp Lahm was saying just on the run-up to this match that Germany will be very hard to beat. He felt that the defence had become the strength of Joachim Löw's side.
Not tonight.
Neville was up there, a tiny Neville, dwarfed by Egor Filipenko, and a corner is the end result. And the German supporters always delighted to play their part. They want to be that 12th man. There's a feeling that so many of these matches at the European Championship finals will be akin to home games for Germany.
Yeah, it's going to be a very short road trip for a lot of fans, isn't it?
That's the difficulty will be getting into the matches. Whether they can or not, there'll be a large German presence in Klagenfurt on the 8th of June for the opening game against Poland. Thorsten Frings at the German corner. Mertesacker's header. Oh, a fine play by Marin. Marco Marin of Borussia Mönchengladbach. This is his first international appearance. And there was a foul. Free kick against Christoph Metzelder.
Well, Metzelder doing a little bit of barging here, but a nice move by Marin to get to the ball initially. Oh, maybe on second thoughts, there wasn't much in that. I mean, you got to be allowed to hit the man.
The equation has changed. If you've just joined us here on ESPN, Germany were looking comfortable, leading 2-0. But Belarus have opened their account. A lapse in concentration by the German defenders. And Vitali Boliga was able to beat Jens Lehmann. Earlier, Miroslav Klose, and their own goal from Vladimir Koritko. Germany very much in the driving seat. Germany's first two group games at the European Championship finals will be in Klagenfurt. They'll face Poland first of all, then Croatia, and finally they meet Austria in Vienna. And the spin of the ball didn't help Lehmann. But, well, good football from the German goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's not that he's totally had a bad game or anything, Derek. It's just that, you know, and he comes out here and he plays his position well this time because he realises, hey, I'm outside of the box, and he just puts his chest onto it. It's just that he hasn't looked all that confident. A couple of times he's been called.
He's at the end of his patience, Joachim Löw. He clearly feels that there are plenty of things that will have to be sorted out between now and the 8th of June. Here's Helmes. Oh, a rasp of a shot. Second bite at it. And it was good goalkeeping once again by Vasily Komatovsky, foiling Patrick Helmes.
Well, this time Helmes pounces up on the left-hand side, and he fires off a snapshot here. Does very well with it. The keeper does well, and Helmes would have been better off had he been able to find the ball across to Oliver Nivelle, who was wide open on the penalty spot. But he just blasted away.
We're going to see another change. Joachim Löw hasn't been shy about that in the course of this match. He's had all the substitutes warming up, Piotr Trochowski amongst them. Marin perhaps wanted it back. The man who went down was Frings. Looking quizzically at referee Darko Čeferin from Slovenia.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he was cut down, but Marin is certainly making himself be part of the coaches.
Helmes trying to float it over there towards Odonkor, who's making the dash into the area. The whistle's gone.
Yeah, I think he's going to put himself into a situation where at least the coach is looking at Marin, and I think he'll get a spot on this team.
And here we have another change, the fifth substitution made by Joachim Löw.
Frings is gone.
That is the case. Thorsten Frings departs. Piotr Trochowski has been limbering up. He's at the ready. Polish-born Piotr Trochowski. His debut in October of 2006 in a 2-0 friendly win against Georgia. Of course, plays his club football for Hamburger Sportverein. Jens Lehmann has conceded tonight. And, certainly questions to be asked about his overall performance. Germany had put together 4 consecutive clean sheets. In fact, they had 5 clean sheets in 6 games coming into this one. Immediate activity for Trochowski. Mertesacker beside Metzelder. Hitzelsberger. Headed away was by Lencevic for Belarus.
This is a pretty encouraging performance by Belarus. I mean, we keep talking about how good Germany are and how they'll probably win, in my opinion, the Euros, but this is a very, very good-looking Belarus team.
Well, Bernd Stange said before the ball was kicked, we're not here to be cannon fodder for Germany. So we're not Luxembourg or Liechtenstein. We're not one of the minnows of European football. We can compete at our own level, perhaps bring a surprise or two. No surprise that Miroslav Klose should score for Germany. Finding the net in the 10th minute. His 39th international goal. Breaks down here for Belarus. Boliga was in the centre of the attack. Sitko's over there on the far side, one of the substitutes. Rodionov has also come on. Jones. And he's picked up a knock. He's collapsed in a heap, Jermaine Jones. And the fans want the ball to be kicked out of play, which Belarus will do.
Yeah, Jones just got caught very, very late. You can see the boot going here. Look at the ball's gone, and there's the sliding through. He just... Kulshi was the man who caught him.
He could have qualified to play for the United States. Jermaine Jones, it wasn't something he was ever really interested in. The son of a US serviceman. Never really had a relationship with his father. Almost inside the final 20 minutes. And I'll be very interested to listen to what Joachim Löw has to say at his post-match news conference. Then again, it is a preparation match. I remember the talk after Germany played Japan in the warm-up game ahead of the 2006 World Cup finals. There was panic everywhere because the defence was all over the place. And you know what happened once the finals began. Passed by Helmes on that occasion, nothing productive coming of it. Marine. He's a little battler. A youthful battler. Odonkor. Now it's Marco Marine. Always wants the ball, always asking for it. Still wriggling. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. Free kick to Germany. Nimble footwork there by the young substitute, by the 19-year-old.
He's impressive. He's not afraid to take you on. He's not afraid to go in and mix it up, and he held on to the ball here, which resulted in the end him just getting knocked around a little bit. Maybe he needs to get rid of it a little bit quicker.
We like what we're seeing.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Well, this one just about as dead centre as you can be. Oliver Neuville fancies it. Can Germany restore the 2-goal cushion? They very nearly did, actually. It was Trochowski who took it in the end. Piotr Trochowski.
Looked frankly for a moment like it was net bound. Look at, and then just singed wide of the post. Really hit it well. Got it over the wall, kept it down.
There's a lot of pressure on Trochowski because he again is one of the players thought to be in danger of missing out on the European Championship finals. That was casual. Let's see if they can take full advantage here. Neville teasing and tormenting inside the area. Trochowski. Nobody wanted to pull the trigger. Finally the shot from Jermaine Jones. He was off balance and it's all gone awry.
But Neville still has that ability, Derek, to push the ball in front of him, still get to it. Look at this. He'd push it away here, pushes it away from the defender, and then he stops on it, pushes it back. Trochowski, his shot goes right across, and, well, Jones never really was in a position to hit it.
And there's another change made by Bernd Stange for Belarus. Anton Putsilo has gone off. Alexander Pavlov is the man who has come on.
Putsilo getting a round of boos from the crowd here, because he was the man, of course, that nailed Schweinsteiger in the first half.
I know a little bit about him, of course, Putsilo being a Hamburg player. Now, Tommy, who would be the three players for the chop if you work on the assumption that Jones, Odonkor, Trochowski, Helmes and Neville were the five in danger? It's difficult, isn't it?
It is a difficult one, yeah. It is a difficult one. I would say that Trochowski, I don't think he'll make it. Just a gut feeling. If I was taking three guesses.
And the danger again here as the build-up was neat enough. Pavlov, the substitute, involved in the build-up. 2-1 to Germany it remains with 16 minutes left. I have a feeling, you know, that Joachim Löw will want the experience of Neville. And again, as a Bernd Stange who's learned a lot with his team in mind, a lot about what he might want to do come the start of the World Cup qualifiers. But it's mostly a German story that's being written tonight here in Kaiserslautern.
I would say that Odonkor will make it. Marine will make it. So I'm making your choices very easy.
And it could be down to Trochowski, Helmes and Jones not being in the squad. We shall see. So much tension within the German camp. It's going to be a very difficult decision, very difficult discussion that Joachim Löw has as regards the unlucky three.
Yeah, it's the one horrible part of being a manager, when you have to go and tell somebody who has tried so hard that, hey, you're not going to be part of the plans.
Oh, Marine at it again. That was great play. Now Helmes charged down, but Odonkor goes into the area. Half-hearted shout for a penalty. Actually, the appeal coming mostly from the crowd.
I think it was a penalty kick. I think he was taken down.
Lam now. Trochowski! Brilliant effort. Oh, the shot coming in from Piotr Trochowski and very nearly shaving that post.
Look where he is, just outside of the box. Fires it off well. I think Odonkor had a pretty good shout at a penalty kick. Watch, here he is inside of the box. He's going through here at this stage. No, he doesn't. Wasn't touched.
That was a stumble.
Good call. But then he was touched. Here's initially when he gets into the box. Down he goes.
Not
Good
really
call,
entitled to think you're going to get a penalty under those circumstances.
No, I would say the referee got it right.
Alexander Hleb, he very often gets it right. Slalom run of the highest order by Hleb, but he couldn't keep it going. And that's going to be thumped out of play because there is a player down further back.
Well, Hleb looked like he was in business.
Classy player, Alexander Hleb. Former Stuttgart man. Nominally an Arsenal player as we speak, but for how much longer? And will the drums be beating in celebration of a German victory against Poland on the 8th of June? It's the first game in the Austrian city of Klagenfurt. the great things about German crowds. They don't believe in going through the motions when it's a friendly. In other countries, well, you know it's a friendly, but you never really have that feeling here on German soil, do you?
No, they're into it 100% all the time.
Pass by Buliga up to that far side. Pavlov, the substitute, wants it lofted towards him. Well, it's wide of everyone. And Stange out there trying to make a couple of shape changes, if nothing else. Something of a controversial figure, Bernd Stange, here in Germany, because it emerged that when he was the coach of the East German national side, he was also a Stasi informant working for the East German secret police. Now Trochowski turning again and forcing the save from Komachowski. Well, a couple of shots now, almost identical in nature, have come in from Piotr Trochowski in the last few minutes.
Trochowski is making a case for himself. He is really turned on the style here. He's had a couple of really good shots. He had the free kick as well, and now he's taken the best out of the keeper. I mean, if you look at it from the position where he's played better than Ballack did.
Clemens Fritz will now come on for Germany. 11 minutes left, and that's one right-sided player for another. Fritz for Odonkor. He's been vibrant and active in this game, David Odonkor. Has he done enough to secure his place in the squad? All will be revealed tomorrow.
I think he might have.
In the corner here for Germany, and a chance to make it 3-1. Helmes was there, but Komachowski just getting in the way, preventing that third German goal. And Helmes has never scored at international level, coming desperately close to breaking his duck.
Well, this lad Marin really gets himself stuck in. Look at, he's trying to get the coach's attention in a big way, got the referee's attention, got himself a free kick.
I would certainly want to have Marco Marin in my squad, Tommy.
Yeah, just to give him the experience, if nothing else. Plus, he can give you a good lift coming off the bench. I mean, he can do what a Donker did in the World Cup.
But it comes here, misses everyone. 2-1 it remains. Jermaine Jones in that thicket of players. This was earlier on.
This thing had a great opportunity of going in there, but he just couldn't get the finish onto it. Helmes ends up with the ball at his boot after Jones' shot goes awry.
And here's Marin again. Oh, it's a good-looking ball. Trying to tee it up for Oliver Neville. Well, they've done that many times this season together as Borussia Mönchengladbach players. And Buliga. It was deft play by the Belarusians. It does stay in here. Sitko's there. Finally away by Metzelder for Germany. Just watching Marin, Tommy, it brings back memories, and makes me go back to Pierre Litbarski when he burst onto the scene with West Germany. Slight, tiny figure, but my goodness, he could play, and certainly he wasn't short of confidence.
Well, if he turns out to be as good as that, hey, Germany have another great star on the horizon. I mean, you can see that he feels very comfortable out there with Oliver Neuville, which he should. And that might be the reason why Neuville might, as you said earlier, he might survive it just on account of that.
Bernd Stange will have taken much from this game. It's not over yet. They weren't 2-0 down, it's now 2-1. That goal from Buliga for Belarus. I think there's a strong case for both Borussia Mönchengladbach players, Marin and Neville. exciting day for us Anoraks. As we see who's actually in the squad and who's not, in the various squads, not just the German squad, but all the Euro 2008 squads. Neville, Helmes. They're coming close here, Germany.
Van Helmes has been on the end of a couple of good opportunities, just has failed just to put one away, but Neuville with a beautiful little opposite way pass. He's going one way, he passes the opposite.
Corner to the home side, and Komatovsky throws himself at it. Mertesacker was up there with the header. Still it's 2-1. With the minutes ticking away in Kaiserslautern.
Well, the keeper has done very well.
Actually, it wasn't Mertesacker, it was one of the defenders.
Yeah, it would have been another own goal. But Mertesacker had put a lot of pressure on him.
Fritz over there on the right, having come on for a Donkor. Clemens Fritz not in any danger of missing out on Euro 2008. That was another slack pass from Philipp Lahm. Now can Belarus level the match? What a chance it was. They could easily have found themselves on level terms. Rodionov was the player in there.
Oh, once again, Lahm makes a terrible mistake. I was going to say there's no chance that he's going to miss out, but I'll tell you, his confidence, his play tonight wasn't very good, and Lehmann has to come up with a huge save. I mean, Lehmann has gotten absolutely no help from his four defenders tonight. It's almost like they don't want him on the team.
An important contribution that time by the 38-year-old keeper. That's not going to help the Belarus cause. Joachim Löw knows that with the greatest of respect intended to Belarus, the level of opposition, generally speaking, is going to be a lot higher from the start of Euro 2008. And they have asked questions of Germany. Alexander Kleb. And space again here for Boliga. He scored once already. Fizzes in this latest shot. And that's going to be a corner.
Well, Hetzelberg just did enough to get a touch on that ball and take it away. I think it was going in on that back post. Just enough. Look at that. He just pushed it away. Lehmann might have gotten to it, but it was certainly a very dangerous situation.
It's the ball spinning off Thomas Hitzelsberger. Zelda with the header away for Germany. They've got the defenders pushed up. Belarus, let's see if Marine can take advantage. And he puts his hands up towards his eyes. Like what was being dished out.
Well, you better get used to it, because you know that it's going to be dished out once you're a young player like this. He just got nicked on the nose with the elbow.
The Pierre Litbarski comparison earlier. Tell you who else he reminds me of. A young Gordon Strachan as a player. Same sort of build, same sort of ability, same sort of inclinations. Now then, Trochowski. And Germany could make it 3-1. Oh, it was Neuville who dummied it, hoping that it might arrive at the feet of Helmes.
Well, the unfortunate thing for Neuville was that the defender wasn't in the least bit interested. Watch that. Just stepped into it. Forteco just banged it away.
It's Koriko, the defender there. It's breaking things up. We're in the last 3.5 minutes of normal time. It's been absorbing tonight. It's been very instructive, this Germany-Belarus match. With Euro 2008 in mind, and from the Belarusian point of view, with the World Cup qualifiers in mind. Alexander Kleb has been at the hub of most creative things for Belarus. Koritko, and Lehmann pulls that one in.
So he's on one end of the field making good defensive plays, and then he's on the opposite end of the field trying to score a goal.
Jones. Helmes is being tightly marked by Lencevic. And again, Lencevic scrapes it away, well aware of the lurking presence of Patrick Helmes. Alexander Kleb back to Vladimir Koritko. Marjanchuk forward on that left-hand side. To Jones losing out. And Belarus have levelled the match. Alexander Kleb was trying to tee it up for Buliga. And there it is, Buliga has scored his second. The Belarusian second. And Germany, having led 2-0, have been pegged back. And there are going to be a few awkward questions to be answered at the end of this game by Joachim Löw.
Well, this is terrible defending once again, and Jones gets the ball knocked away from him, and Buliga walks in. Look at that, the defending is horrible. And Lehmann, well, he makes a good effort to get down to it, but he's got absolutely no help from his defenders tonight whatsoever. This is a good shot in the end. It's one-on-one with the keeper. But again, they give the ball away. You can't give the ball away at international level the way Germany are giving it away, especially on that right-hand side. I mean, Philipp Lahm has given it away a couple of times, and now this ball was just taken away from Jones.
Andy Kupke, the goalkeeping coach. Well, he's been a staunch defender of Jens Lehmann. He was the man who made the case to Jürgen Klinsmann before the 2006 World Cup that Lehmann and not Oliver Kahn should be the goalkeeper of choice.
Yeah, but I think you know, I'm not going to blame the keeper tonight. I am certainly not going to blame the keeper tonight. He's got no help. Okay, this is a shot that he maybe should have got a hand to, but it's still a very, very difficult opportunity for a goalkeeper to come up with that. I mean, what is he supposed to do? He won't be in goal Saturday. That's my reading of the situation.
Well, here's another change, and the goal scorer Buliga is replaced. 2 goals tonight for Vitaly Buliga. He'll remember this match for some time to come. And Kornilenko, Sergei Kornilenko of Dnipro has come on. One striker for another. Plenty of excitement here in Kaiserslautern, but that goal has really taken the sting out of the crowd.
Germany were very, very sloppy in the second half. Once he started making the changes, this team just lost its rhythm.
And this youngster Marine, the one shining light for Germany in the second half, and he's still taking on opponents. You wonder if at times he perhaps just takes on one opponent too many.
Yeah, he's biting off a little bit more than he can chew. I know it's the excitement of the occasion, and he's trying to make a real good impression for himself. And I'm sure the coach will take that into consideration as well. I still think he's a good young player. I think he'll make the team, or the panel anyhow.
Shades of that game against Japan in the run-up to the 2006 World Cup finals. Criticism levelled against Germany then was that they weren't organised at the back. They weren't well enough played in. There still were serious deficiencies in the side. The deficiencies haven't been evident in the build-up matches up to this point. But, one or two problem areas to be addressed by Joachim Löw. No getting away from that. And the evidence of this display. What's going through his mind?
Better now than later, I'm sure he's saying.
So, but toothache isn't still going through his mind. He's had that problem for the last 48 hours or so. It'll be from toothache to a headache, having to decide who's in the squad. Last gasps of this game now. Forward by Philippe Lam. It's cleverly done by Neville. Trochowski. Kochi reaching out there. Neville just losing his balance. And again is Oliver Neville. And that's a corner. It's conceded in the end by Lencevic.
Yeah, Neville has played well enough since coming on in the second half. He's sure that he has that, still has that spark.
And Germany find themselves in the last chance saloon. Trochowski. In the boot of Neville. Just that little bit behind Patrick Helmez. 3 minutes into added time.
Well, for a game that didn't look like it was going to end up in a draw, very surprising the way Germany have played in the second half.
Things were going well with the first 11, if you want to call it that, in place. Joachim Löw experimenting in the second 45 minutes. Into the one area that didn't see experimentations was the defence. And it's the defence that's going to be talked about after this match. And talked about in critical terms. All credit to Belarus. Germany wanted a strong, stringent test match. That's what they've got. They didn't want this sort of result, however. A 2-2 draw at home to the Belarusians. First ever meeting of these two countries. It was all going swimmingly for Joachim Löw. Those two early goals, Michal Klose and the own goal from Korytko. Jens Lehmann had had his share of scary moments. Ironically, it was a better second half display by Lehmann, yet he conceded 2 goals in that second half. That double from Buliga for Belarus, and Germany must now think again as they move forward with their preparation match in Gelsenkirchen against Serbia on Saturday. 2-2 here tonight. Marco Marin making his Germany debut tonight, coming on as a substitute, but disappointment in German ranks because they were leading 2-0 against Belarus here at the Fritz-Walter Stadion. They've had to settle for a 2-2 draw, and again Jens Lehmann comes under the microscope after an iffy performance. He had looked very hesitant in the game against Austria in Vienna back in February. Of course, he's no longer an Arsenal regular. Lehmann together there with Vasily Komatovsky, the goalkeeper for Belarus. And they're going to exchange shirts. What does the future hold for Jens Lehmann? Will he be in goal against Serbia on Saturday, or will Robert Enke get the nod?
I have a feeling that Enke will get the nod.
Earlier on, Japan and Paraguay drawing 0-0. And it was Estonia 1, Georgia 1. The Georgians coming back to a draw level. And so many of the matches played this week, and played more particularly tonight, have Euro 2008 significance. Czech Republic against Lithuania is one of them. Austria, one of the co-hosts, against Nigeria. We'll see how the Austrians fare. Confidence at a very low ebb across the border in Austria as regards the national team. Russia against Serbia, with the Gus Hiddink side looking for another confidence booster after putting 6 past Kazakhstan the other night. And Turkey away to Finland, the Netherlands at home to Holland. These all Euro 2008 warm-up games.
Yeah, there's so many games now, and some teams looking towards 2010 World Cup. Republic of Ireland coming off that 1-1 draw with Serbia. Trapattoni feels he might be fit to do something, and of course England and the United States. There's a lot of interesting games now.
And that England-USA game is one that many of you will be able to see with us right here on ESPN. Michael Ballack, just days after that disappointment in the Champions League final, was the German captain here against Belarus. And things were going awfully well for them. They were leading by 2-0 after 20 minutes. Miroslav Klose with the opening goal. And then Korytko with that own goal. But Germany allowed Belarus back into it. And now they have plenty to think about before the next match against Serbia coming up on Saturday. Buliga with a pair of goals for Belarus. It's finished Germany 2, Belarus 2. My thanks to Tommy Smith as always. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For all your football news, log on to ESPNsoccernet.com. From me, Derek Ray, it's Germany 2, Belarus 2. Good night from Kaiserslautern.